So, brain exercises. In the last video on Periscope, go to @CFitzHarris Twitter for that. We went over doing a physical activity while reciting poetry or while doing a mental activity. Physical activity, mental activity combined to be a brain exercise which gets the fog away, moves your brain and memory towards a more powerful place, and it also battles screen fatigue and has a number of other side effects. Now, this is based on my video response to Anthony Metivier's exercise video, which I post a link down below for you to check that out. He made a response to my video. In my video, I was juggling, doing juggling clubs while reciting a poem. For this one, I will do a smaller version of that, and this is just to show the number of ways. Now, I've used memory palaces to implement different poems, different exercises, and be able to walk through the locations while each line comes to you. So this one's a shorter version. The last one I did a poem. This one I'm going to do a different poem. So here we go. Also today I'll be using the coin I got from Thailand. This is pretty cool. If you check this out, can you see that? So this is a coin. I had to buy this coin, actually. It's not actual currency, but I had to buy the coin. It has a little palace in here. I don't know how much this is worth, but I do know I paid a couple bucks for it. And the reason I paid for it was the fact that it was large enough to, it was like a $half size. And if you're doing coin magic, you want something large enough. Hey, good. So I actually had to pay for this, but it's well worth it so that I could do exercises like this. So what we're gonna do today is, since this is a smaller version, in the last video I used world famous Anthony Gatto's juggling clubs while doing a poem, and that you can check out on CFitzHarris Twitter. On this one I'm going to do a miniature version, which is the coin roll. In magic this is called a coin roll. It's coin juggling basically, but it's on a smaller level. For me this is a little more difficult than the clubs because I haven't been doing this as long. But the combination, again, of the physical exercise and the mental exercise is what matters to combat the brain fatigue, to strengthen the mind as we get older. And here we go. Enough talk, more put out with the action. So this poem that I'm going to perform, resuscitate? This is Charles Bukowski's The Laughing Heart. I performed this notably last year at the end of a performance, my Propless in Prison show, which I did in a state penitentiary. And I did an hour's worth of comedy for over 100 convicts. And I closed off with this poem, which is very poignant, written by the great writer Charles Bukowski, The Laughing Heart, while performing the coin roll. One moment, please. Your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Be on the watch. There are ways out. There is a light somewhere. It may not be much light. Hands are sticky. But it beats the darkness. Be on the watch. The gods will offer you chances. Know them. Take them. You can't beat death, but you can beat death in life sometimes. And the more you learn to do it, the more light there will be. Your life is your life. Know it while you have it. You are marvelous. The gods wait to delight in you. So, what did we learn there? Well, we learned a number of different things. My hands are kind of sticky, which I thought was going to help. We didn't get thrown off when we dropped. We just picked it up. Tight check the strings, like Anthony said in his response video that the professional tennis players do. Now, what's going on here? What's the background of this? And real quick, I'll cover it. I don't want the video to be too long because I want it to be enjoyable. But what's going on behind the scenes while we're doing this? So, physical exercise. So this is coin juggling, right? You see it with poker chips usually. And so we have this technique going on right here. But in addition to that, I'm walking my mind through my mind palace. So when I say the first line, your life is your life, I'm picturing myself in my car in Los Angeles in the early 90s, outside of an apartment building I lived in Burbank after filming Sister Act 2. So I'm in the car, that's the line, your life is your life. I walk to the steps of the apartment building. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. So that line exists on the steps. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. I get to the front door of the apartment complex. Be on the watch. I open the door, I walk through. I'm at the mailboxes. All of the mailboxes for all the apartments. Be on the watch. There are ways out. So in that, when I say think there are ways out, the line there are ways out from Bukowski is me opening a mailbox and seeing that a letter. And isn't a letter really a way out? So as you can see, I'm headed from one location to the next location mentally, walking myself through a mind palace that gives me line for line. I'm not learning by rote. I'm using the mind palace technique to walk through each location, see the line. Then I jump in a swimming pool for the next line. There is a light somewhere. I go from the deep end to the shallow end of the pool. It may not be much light. I get out of the pool, go to the front door of my apartment, but it beats the darkness. So you see how this works, all right? So again, powerful techniques for stimulating your mind, keeping active. Just headed to the gym, so I don't have anything nice to wear, but you know, that's what it's about. Exercising the brain, exercising your dreams. And this is one of the things that was also inspiring about Anthony's response, that as we keep the synergy going and people make response videos to other response videos as we keep it going, you know, memory techniques, mind palaces and memory techniques. People think, oh, that's just a nerdy thing you do to, you know, memorize things so you can be pompous or something like that. No, this is about achieving the things that you want, the goals that you have in your life. You want to be able to learn a foreign language. You want to be able to recite poetry or remember exercises. I have a mind palace that is just the Kriya Yoga techniques, exercises as I walk through a grocery store, and it's all the different exercises. I have another grocery store that if I walk through, it's all the beers, styles of beer for England and Ireland. So anything you want. And those can be used for certifications, for achieving promotions at work. Another good on the Magnetic Memory Method podcast, Jesse Villalobos, I believe, Villalobos, and Anthony Metivier. Check that podcast out. I'll try to put the link down in the description here. But in that talk, Jesse talks about how he used memory techniques to memorize things at work and then be able to get a promotion, make more money. So it's not just about artistic endeavors necessarily or challenging yourself, and if that's what you want to do, great. But at the same time, it's about what do you want to achieve? You want a promotion at work? Do you want certifications? Do you want more knowledge about some of your passions? Do you want to learn a language, travel the world, be able to converse in an intellectual way? Well, this is all possible if you just apply yourself to your goals. Thanks for watching, and keep it up. Cheers.